Looking for advice and strength on leaving an emotionally abusive relationship. I'm 21 years old and my boyfriend is 23 years old. I began dating my boyfriend when I had just turned 18. We met during COVID lockdown. When we first met, I learned he did not have a job, no job history, no high school diploma, no GED, no driver's license, not even a state ID. I, like many, fell for his sob story of my mom left when I was young and my dad didn't care about me. But as the time went on, I realized the only reason this man has a job currently is because I write his resume, applied via his Indeed profile, and scheduled the interview for him. As time passed, I became less willing to hear his excuses. You're an adult, as harsh as it sounds. Eventually, you can't blame everything on your parents and childhood. You have to grow up and do better for yourself. His job, which was 10 minutes walking distance from his house, somehow became my responsibility to drive and pick him up from. So after working 55-hour weeks, I get the pleasure of having to stay up and wait until midnight. We argued a lot. Sometimes small, sometimes huge, and sometimes so bad I don't think I would ever admit to family or friends that I stayed after he said what he did. He told me I deserved to be abused as a child by my groomer once in an argument. He constantly goes to jab at my family, the fact I work for a family business or the fact I rent from family. I work 55 to 60-hour weeks, go to college full-time, paid for by myself, and rent from family at a discount, but I still very much so pay rent and do it all on my income alone. Well, we got into an argument a few days ago, and honestly, it started over nothing. He threatened as usual, in leaving with no coat and walking into the below freeing temps, even though my dad's home is 2 hours away. Often I play the begging game to get him in my car so I can know he at least got home safe. Driving on the side of the road, window rolled down, threatening to never speak to him again if he didn't get in, type begging. He did get into my car, but started rambling off his personal thoughts on the argument as well as me as a person. He brought up my family and how I am handed everything. I screamed back, I'm sorry, my family made money and provided for me and yours didn't. That is life. Some people's families make more than others. You can't keep blaming your issues on that. He then said, how dare I speak about his family, demanding I stop the car, whipping the door open. Half a second later, he accused me of holding him in my car and jumped out while I'm going 35. I slammed on the brakes. He collected his shit, got out, and I went home. I called his dad, explained where he got out, and have had minimal contact with him. What contact I have had, he has said, keep the cat in voicemail and text multiple times. I just feel done and honestly so overwhelmed. He doesn't beat on me, but has pushed me twice and threw a pair of balled up socks at my head. Other than that, he throws shit out of anger around me. I just want to restart and am struggling with this last loose end. For context on the cat, she was brought to my apartment because his drunk father kicked the cat, resulting in her sliding across the floor. Not an aggressive or hard kick, but enough to make her slide. The cat has had one major expense, which was the vet bill for her surgery to remove non-cancerous lumps and spay her. He paid 50/50 for that, but since she has moved into my apartment, I paid for essentially everything: food, vaccines, nail trims, toys, etc. He paid for maybe a few things of wet food and a cat bed, but I haven't ever asked him to pay for her things. I feel at this point the cat was always bonded with me. Even when she wasn't at my home, she's like Velcro and is truly bonded to me now. While I may not have asked, it's his cat, and I feel if I rehomed my cat with intentions to keep her, I would have paid for her. I've taken small steps by slowly getting his stuff in bags, and the most expensive thing he's left behind is Switch games he's bought to play on my Switch. He downloaded them to a game card, so I bought a new one that I will put all of my games on, ensure they all launch and run, and give him the old one with the $300 in his games I don't play. He has a few clothing items of mine, but I don't know how to go about saying I want my stuff back and I will give you yours back. We ended things the night of the fight, but he's switched up multiple times asking me what we are. I need advice on how I can further come to terms with everything. I've wanted to leave for a while now, but feel as if there's never a right time. I struggle because it's not all bad, but the bad for sure outweighs any good. Cutting contact is hard for me, but I know it's what is best, and as silly as it seems what I should do with the cat. I want to keep her.